Obviously, this is not something that's going to apply to everybody, right? Because we all have children in different points of our lives, right? I'm very thankful for the age that I had children because I think it allowed me to, one, mature as a person. But secondly, it allowed me to acquire some resources. Now, if you're in a situation where, maybe you had your kids at a younger age, totally fine. Hopefully, you were able to get some help. But maybe you have to look at things differently, right? Maybe you kind of have to do it in reverse, where you have to focus very heavily on what your career is. You have to focus on being able to increase your income. So then that way, that allows you to, in the future, plan out, time with your family, plan out time with your children, right? Super important for you to remember to always have what is the end goal in mind. For me, my end goal is always freedom, and I always like to reassess and look at what are things I might take away from it. I believe strongly that children are a blessing. They may not be for everybody, but they're a blessing. But they're also, young like plants or young fruits that need to be watered, they need to be developed, and there's gonna be a point in time where you're gonna have to sacrifice and maybe give up the career opportunity for a little bit. Maybe you go without giving yourself so many things so you can have money in the future for your children. Again, there is not one set way of doing it. I'm just sharing with you what I did, and I was very fortunate where as a man, I had children in my early 30s. It gave me an opportunity to be able to save money. I was in a great industry, right? I still in solar, but I was, starting off a new industry. Industry was booming. I decided to be smart with my money, and it really helped me be as present as I possibly could when it came to spending time with my children and spending time with my family. Even now, my plan is the way that I look at it is now I'm spending a lot of time with my children. I look at it as, I'm looking at this as the long-term goal, right? I know, hopefully, knock on wood, I plan to live on this planet for many, 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 many more years. So with that being said, I look at it as like right now is my time to focus on my children, the fact that they're young. There's going to be a point in time where they're going to be teenagers. They're probably not going to want to do much with me. And then there's going to be a point in time where they're going to go out and start their own lives and live their own lives. And that gives me an opportunity that while they were young, while I was helping them, while I was helping raise them, I was also working on myself. I was working on my business, and I can always dedicate that time to making more money. Maybe I want to travel more. Maybe I want to reinvent myself. Whatever the case might be, right? But the whole point is that I know that I'm going to have to sacrifice. I know that I'm going to have to create certain boundaries. I know that there's certain things I'm going to have to say no to in order for me to be able to accomplish those things so I can hit my long-term goals, right?